Think of a better place to be, and that fog was pretty thick trying to get here, but I made it to the beautiful Marriott Fairfield Suites in Monaca. My first time inside. So here's the game plan. I've been talking about this remodeling at my house over the hill. So I think I should move in here for a month or two because you've got D&G Pizza next door, you got an exercise room, and this place is beautiful. But why am I here? Because of Sean Horn and the Inside Connection, one of their incredible seminars. I told you about it earlier today from the home studio, which is just literally miles from here. But now we're going to talk about why they are here and why they're out in neighborhoods like mine throughout the state of Pennsylvania, explaining and educating folks about what they do at Mediconnect. So let's talk about why you're here.
Yeah, so I think it's pretty important for us to get right to the root of it, which is the fact that we want to meet people where they are to help them understand Medicare in a way that it's made simple. It's been our tagline, it's been basically what we're known for. So we're gonna have a room full of people here tonight that basically your neighbors who, they fall into that category of, okay, I need Medicare now, what do I do?
Right.
We're gonna walk them through all that within about 45 minutes of content. We're gonna talk about Medicare as a whole, after which we'll answer questions for 20 minutes, and then from there we'll set up their individual consultation to make sure they're starting off on the right foot every time.
So tell them what enrollment period we're in right now.
So we're currently in the Medicare Advantage open enrollment period. And what that means, Rob, is that you have to have a Medicare Advantage plan. And if you need to make an adjustment to your coverage, you have from now until the end of March to make one more adjustment if you need to before you're locked in for the remainder of the year. So if you're somebody who went to the pharmacy and unfortunately you're paying a little bit more this year than you did last year, it's probably time to call us because there's a lot of moving parts, especially with pharmacy coverage, where we may be able to help you along those lines.
So here's the deal. There is never a charge for their services. 888-818-MEDI. 888-818-6334. But MediconnectInsurance.com, best way to plug in, also to reserve your free spot at a seminar near you. But what I also love that you all are doing this year, you're doing 2 nights in some cases. You were here last night, and the reason being, if you can't make it one night, they're going to stay in your community for the next night. But I think people are absolutely amazed with how much money you are saving people when it comes to what's being taken out of that Social Security check. Explain how you are finding money for them.
Yeah, so a lot of times what happens when you're going from the working part of your life and into retirement or onto Medicare potentially, there's a lot of cost-saving measures in place that unless you're in the industry and know where to look, sometimes it can be pretty hard to find. So what we're really advocates for doing is making sure that each and every individual we come across, we're putting them or helping them get aligned with programs that are really to their specific needs, really catered in on what they need from their healthcare. And we're talking the prescription drug coverage, we're talking benefits related to dental, vision, hearing, whatever it may be, whatever your needs are, we're gonna put that puzzle, like we talk about here, we're gonna put that puzzle together right in front of you and essentially have a plan that is catered to your needs and at the lowest price points possible. And I will say, over the last 5 years, Rob, you of anybody in this industry probably know best because you've been riding shotgun with us for the last 5 years, an hour each week. We've been talking about this, but the price points and the price suppression that has been taking place with Medicare, and we mean that in a good way for the consumers. If you're looking at a Medicare Advantage plan, the most comprehensive plans are under $40 a month.
So here's the question. Who actually watching this right now should be thinking about this enrollment period, and how can it benefit them watching right now?
So it's effectively anybody who's, really we can assist anybody who's on Medicare, period. But if you're on a Medicare Advantage plan, you specifically really should be making sure that you're plugged in all the benefits that you have. A lot of times during this period of time, we're circling back on our clients to making sure they're taking full advantage of everything that's available in their plan. Some of the benefits they may not be fully aware of. We're making sure we're connecting them to them so they can get the most out of their coverage. But also those people who are going to be turning 65 in the next year, without a doubt they should be in this room. Or those of you who are working beyond the age of 65 and you want to compare your benefits of group coverage versus Medicare and what that may have in store for you.
When I think of what we have done just with the radio show, but you have a footprint everywhere. So explain, along with your social media, how else you're getting the word out when it comes to Mediconnect. Go ahead.
So we're very active on social media and trying to get the word out there, but we've also opened up my new division, which I'm very excited about, Community Connect. And
Right.
effectively what we're doing there, Rob, is we're trying to build a coalition of resources available for whomever you may be that is touched by Medicare. So if you're somebody who's looking to retire and you know, you need help with estate planning and financial planning and other levels of planning as you get ready for retirement, we have connection points there. But also, if you're in the community, you're in a senior high-rise, or you're in one of these facilities that provides social events, we want to plug in there too, because there's a plethora of resources available to you that unfortunately not a lot of people know about. So we're building up a team, and we're going to make very possible to retire with dignity and really thrive with your decisions.
Listen, they're doing a lot of things. They have a YouTube page, as I do, obviously Facebook. They're on KDKA television stream, KDKA Plus, and of course, the home base every single Saturday in that 9 o'clock hour. Now in our 5th year, KDKA Mediconnect, the inside connection. You can find out more by going to mediconnectinsurance.com. But before we go, let's talk a little football.
Oh, okay.
All right, so Baltimore, Westwood One Radio, 93.7 The Fan, both games, the NFC and the AFC Championship game. We'll be talking all about it on the Coons Market Black and Gold Sunday Show. Greg Diolis, my co-host, is actually going to be in Baltimore because his client happens to be Travis Kelce.
Oh.
And yes, Taylor Swift will be there too, so I'm looking for an autograph, Mr. Diolis, for my daughter. No, it's actually for me. I'm a big fan. But anyway, so you got Baltimore favored by a little over 3 against Kansas City. The Mahomes magic worked in Buffalo, but can it work against the full-throttled, incredible talent of Lamar Jackson in Baltimore? What do you think?
I do. I think that Kansas City is primed for an upset, to be honest with you. Look, it's a team that's been there time and time again. I know that they're not well traveled.
6 consecutive AFC championships.
Yeah, and most of them at home, right? So, I mean, this is a little bit of foreign territory, but that connection that really came alive last week between Mahomes and Kelce, that's really hard to stop. And then you see the other weapons that Kansas City is kind of building around Pacheco, Rashee Rice. I don't know. You never can count out Patrick Mahomes when it comes to January and February football. You just can't. So I think Baltimore is going to put up a valiant effort. I think that they have a very legit chance to move on to the Super Bowl. But if I was a betting man, which I'm not, if I was, I would probably move forward with putting some on red.
If you were, you'd be at betrivers.net or hanging out at the Rivers Casino. But the other thing, too, Steve Spagnuolo, who's a tremendous defensive coach, and he blitzed early and often against Josh Allen. Josh Allen had a great game, but when it counted, he couldn't get it done in certain plays, certain scenarios, so you have to take that into consideration, too. But you're dealing with Lamar Jackson, who's coming off of a 2-touchdown rushing performance, and he rushed for 100 yards, just the best, and I think your MVP this year. He alone can carry this team on his back, and he's playing with the confidence that everybody hoped he would play with. And we saw it against Houston, but that's only one in the postseason. But if he can win this, you got to think that they're going to be the favorite against, many people believe, San Francisco, even though they're a 7-point favorite against Detroit. I still think that chip on the shoulder of Jared Goff, because he wants to get back to the big game and win it this time. Who do you like in the other game?
So my heart is saying Detroit. My brain is saying San Francisco a little bit. Although I will say I give Detroit more than a puncher's chance at it, because what I saw last week out of the San Francisco offense, I was not blown away by. I saw a lot of misreads by Brock Purdy. I mean, Deebo Samuel's hurt. Could go any way. I think San Francisco is going to benefit from playing at home, but I mean, Detroit got weapons galore. So I'm hoping and pulling for them. I'll just say that.
I get it. Always a pleasure.
Absolutely. Same here. Thanks for stopping by.
Absolutely. Hey, it's my neighborhood.
It is.
Fairfield Suites.
Hey, look how fancy that thing is. Can't wait to use it tonight.
That is pretty fancy.
Yeah, I feel like I'm in court or something like that. Home court up in Monaca.
Well, case dismissed.
Thank you.
You can get to work, and I'm going to move on down the road. I got more work tonight. But remember, for everything that is what they do, the incredible brand of Mediconnect, go to mediconnectinsurance.com and join us every Saturday in the 9 o'clock hour for the Inside Connection on KDKA 100.1 FM AM 1020.